All right, so the last step in completing our PHP Guestbook is to now pull the data that we are storing in the database and display it out onto our Guestbook. So to do that, let's review a little bit of what we've done so far. So we have a Guestbook form, and I go into that form, and I'll just grab my wife's information here. Yeah, she probably like a Volvo. Okay, so from here, and I click the submit button. If I go down to my WAMP server now and go into PHP MyAdmin, I want to look and see if that data was put into here. And if you have this successfully working, it's going to be nice if you can get a few records in here. So I go into GuestDB and hit browse on my guest table, and here there's that example that we had, and then there's the record I just entered. So that's good. But now what I want to do is display that. So we need to have another PHP file that will pull the records out of the database, and the SQL statement that selects data from a database is called select. We used insert to put it in and select to view it. So we're going to create a new PHP file. So let's go to Notepad++ and create new. And we'll use W3 Schools again to help us with this code. So back into Learn PHP and back down to MySQL database. And what we're looking for now is select. So here is select data. And again, we want the procedural code. And we want this right here. And let's pull that over and get that started. So let's save this. Now make sure that you're saving. It remembers where I was before, under the local drive, WAMP64, www in my folder. And we're going to call this Guestbook. Let's just call this view guests.php. All right, so just like we did before, we need to replace the server information up at the top with our own information. And then this takes us into the connection of the server, and then here's the SQL statement. So we can start here by editing this. Now, this is our table, so this will be guests. And as a shortcut here, we can actually just replace our fields with the asterisk. And that means let's pull all the data from our database table. Okay. Then this says if we get a result, if there's more than one result, more than one row that returns, and because we have, in my case, I have 3 in there, we should get more than 0 resulting from the SQL statement. Then it's going to create this loop right here, okay? Otherwise, if it doesn't have anything that returns, it'll say 0 results. All right. For some reason you get 0 results, it's probably because it's not matching up to some of this information here. So in this loop here, we see an echo, and it's going to echo back our fields that we have, okay? It's going to loop through, this code here loops through our result one row at a time. And then for each row, we can display the information that's there. So let's replace this with guest. And because we want to see this, we'll put guest. Email. And we'll do age, and in these quotes right here, let's follow that sort of way that it was doing it by putting a hyphen and age like that. And let's see if it works. So I need to come out to here now, back into my WAMP server, and let's just change this to, what do we call it? View guests. All right, so let's change this up here. There it is. It's pulling that out. Now, I've only pulled out the name, the email, and the age. And so I need to go back into here and make this so it pulls out the rest of them. So I can kind of use this as a template. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start right here. Let's grab age. Okay, let's copy that, and we'll just paste that. And I'm going to do one at a time here. So I'm going to add interests. I'm going to replace this with interests. All right, let's kind of look at this here. I got a row, age, period, quote, quote, period, period, quote. Let's try that now. And I can just refresh this. Interest gets added. Now, if I were to get an error here, I would know, okay, it worked before, I didn't do something right there. And I'll just continue this on here. Let me see here. And we'll put comments. And let's take a look at that. So you can see what that looks like here. I have quote, comments, quote, period, row, comments, period. And then each of these need to match these names in my database, okay? So that's where those need to match. Let's take a look here. Save that, good. And there it is. Now I have all of that. Now we can do a little bit more to make this look a little bit better, clean this up. I usually like to put this into a table, and if you get done early, that would be great. Seeing this in a table makes it look a lot better. But to do that, you have to go back and take a look at what we've done with like the JavaScript table, thinking about, well, I need, echo, and then I need to put that, table code in here. And maybe, come down to here and in that table, and then think about maybe replacing some things in here with like a TD, adding that stuff into there, or TR here. Oops. So there's some things that we could do. I'm not going to finish that there. Probably get rid of the line break with ending my TR and adding those tags into those quotes. It looks a lot better when you do that. But if you get done early and can get that done, that would be great. All right, good luck.